So here we get a look. All right, welcome to round 15 of Grand Prix San Diego. Format's modern. I'm Brian David Marshall. He's Marshall Sutcliffe, and we are watching Matt Ferrando playing against Dan Ward.
That's right.
Oh, and both of these players are on 34 points.
All right, so these are the last chance guys here. They can jump up to 37, put themselves tied with the other 36s and be in.
Which means that the 36-point players, at the bottom of the standing, so are going to have to play.
Right. Matt Ferrando looks like he mulliganed down to 6 here. He did have a turn 1 Deathrite Shaman, and I think the only target for Daniel Ward's Inquisition of Kozilek was a Lingering Souls, which really isn't the ideal target, but Matt rips a Inquisition and plays it.
This is basically a mirror here.
Is that a Doran?
That is a Doran. We have not seen. Oh. We've had Daniel in the feature match area a couple times.
Like multiple times. I recognize his tattoo.
Yeah. He must board them out a lot, is what.
Also, there's a chance he's just running it as a one of.
Sure.
Right, just like as a value creature.
And then let's see, we actually have Dan's list here.
Yeah, just randomly.
No, this is a Doran deck. This is not straight junk. This
is it really?
Yeah.
How did we not know that? I mean, he's got 3 Dorans.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Right,
it's not true. But yeah, it is a junk deck with Doran.
Rashad looked up from his laptop now wait a minute. Are we talking real Doran deck? All right, so Matt decides to take out the Goyf. Well, that's cool. Doran's sweet.
Super Series Standard.
Here we see
that
Matt.
That is time. Super Series Standard. Time of the round.
Showing off the mana ability of Deathrite Shaman, where he can actually flash back the Lingering Souls this turn.
And that's after he played the Inquisition, so
yeah.
It's a big turn too for him. Especially when you mulligan to 6 and to get instantly Inquisition. It's pretty nice to be able to do this many things, and Deathrite Shaman enables it. And a couple of spirits come flying onto the scene here. Those are just white spirits. They're not black-white.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they had in the feature match here, so we're using them.
That's right.
Pretty tame turn for Daniel Ward compared to what we've seen. Wow, and Liliana off the top for Matt Ferrando.
Brian Kibler, Eric Froelich.
But does he have that third mana source right now? He does. In fact, he's got another one too.
Eric Froelich.
And here's Liliana in the Veil to get rid of that Deathrite Shaman. And that's.
Let me tell you something. Matt has been working on this deck. Matt actually works in my office. And Matt's been playing the hell out of this deck for 2 weeks.
Wow, that's
really working on it.
He seems crisp with it.
He knows the deck inside and out.
Yep. All right, looks like Treetop Village is going to take down Liliana here.
All right.
I mean, not the worst case, but that's his whole turn.
Yeah. And then we see a Tarmogoyf.
Was it a Goyf too?
Yeah.
Jeez, he's also drawn quite well here.
Another sauce card, huh?
And he plays a Horizon Canopy for the last card in his hand, but that was a really nice start.
Yeah, and a fistful of cards for Dan Ward.
Yeah. He's got a Loxodon Smiter, a land. He's got an Inquisition that's kind of blank now. He's got the Doran and another land. And there's Big Daddy Doran.
Sure. 12.
Matt's going to remove that Inquisition to Kozilek from Daniel Ward's graveyard to get a 2 life loss in there. He's got an Inquisition of his own, so that fulfills the sorcery.
Yeah, and now Joe's Thoughtseize.
13, right?
So he's just gonna
have to take that Inquisition.
Apparently, yeah, which is sad because Inquisition isn't going to do much here. But
he doesn't want to take the Smiter.
Doesn't get a free 4/4, and he can't hit the land. So if it was land Smiter, that's where you're like, oh man. You think Matt's going to crack that Horizon Canopy, draw a card?
Wow. Just sends in the team.
So is that Tarmogoyf a 4/5? Planeswalker, sorcery,
3/4.
creature.
Land. Oh, no lands
no
right now.
lands.
But he can put a land in there at will with the Horizon Canopy.
That's right, he can. And that would be a trade for the Doran.
And Dan's at 12.
Yeah. I mean, Dan just has to trade here, right? Yep. As you predicted, BDM, the Horizon Canopy hits the bin.
10.
And 2 damage comes into Dan Ward, but Doran is no longer. And did we get a chance to see what Matt drew there?
But no, but Matt, you know, Matt's got a little bit to work with here. He's got a couple. He's got, you know, a Thoughtseize, and so he
and
can.
another Thoughtseize and his own Inquisition.
Yeah.
That represents 6 life loss right there.
Yeah, and then you know that's with to add 2 attacks in
Yeah.
from the tokens, and that could be the game.
That absolutely could be. He's drawn a Path to Exile, but he doesn't really have any reason to use it here. Sitting at a pretty cushy 13 life. Could take 5 from the Loxodon Smiter, but he can. He can just afford to do that simply. All right, so Liliana's going to change the clock a little bit here. I think he's just going to sack a Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the Deathrite Shaman represents 4 life loss sitting on the table right now. And this is 5 from the Smiter, potentially.
And Ferrando's at 13, so you know 5 is no small amount. Oh, but he drew a path.
Yep, he had that path. And he's going to use it now. He says, you know, I might not get another target for it, and he doesn't
Yeah.
want to wait a turn.
And there's still a treetop village there.
Also, it's more food for the Deathrite Shaman. Right now, he's got enough anyway, but exiles Inquisition and brings Daniel down to 4. Getting very, very close here for Matt Ferrando to take game 1.
I mean, keep in mind, Matt's also got that Vault of the Archangel there, so he can.
If he draws a land, he can activate it. Oh, he decides to just take down Liliana.
Players in the Legacy event.
That's interesting. Would you have done that?
Well, I mean, the clock's the same for him, really, right? Because he can just go Deathrite, Deathrite.
But I mean, Liliana also doesn't do anything. He doesn't have any cards in his hand or anything. You know, because one of the things that can happen is, like, let's say the Deathrite Shaman dies, right? Then you're going to need every bit of clock you can get out of that Spirit. So I think I probably would have just attacked Daniel there, but.
Yep, you see Dan's like, yeah, you're going to kill me.
He gives him the handshake, but we still got a couple of games to go here, potentially, right? So,
the awkward game 1 handshake.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there.
It's happened, yeah. Why don't we play another one just for fun?
Yeah. It's like the singular of GGs, the GG.
The G.
GG.
Yeah.
Good game.
Good game.
At Ferrando looking for his first top 8. He's come close a couple times.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got a couple top 32s. He's got a couple top 16s.
What's his specialty? Is he a constructed player mainly? Is he a limited guy?
He's someone who he loves building decks. He loves tuning decks. You know, he loves finding those cards. He's
That's awesome. But he also keeps it tame enough that he's not like going off the deep end with
no,
crazy
he's looking
ideas.
for the best. He's looking for. He used to. That used to be the thing.
That usually is a progression.
Yeah, and now he's really in that spot where he's just like, what's the best deck?
Yep.
What's the right deck? How can I tune this?
But his mind is still open to new stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, let's take a look at Melissa DeTora on the left versus Brian Della Torre
right
on the right.
Some weird mirror universe matchup.
Yeah, this is these names have similar origins or something, but and it looks like.
And so we have what, black-white tokens versus robots.
Versus robots. Let's see what Melissa can come up with here. She's got 3 tokens of some sort. They could be raise the alarm tokens. I think the Ochoa might be a raise the alarm token.
Not a card you were really thinking about coming into this event.
Nope, sure wasn't. But here she is, playing for top 8.
See if we have our deck list in that pile over there.
Oh yeah, let's take a look.
Curious what she's. I have not.
Didn't we have a whole pile of deck lists from the thing?
All right, this is, well, her deck's in here somewhere.
You promise?
Legacy players, welcome to the round. You have 50 minutes. Good luck.
Literally a big squadouche of decks here. Looking for Melissa's. So yeah, Lingering Soul, Spectral Procession, Raise the Alarm, Honor of the Pure. Intent. This is what happens when you work on a team with Craig Wesco, I guess. She's just, I don't even think she's on the same team as him. They just write for the same website.
Yeah.
Look what happens. Tidal Scholar, Auriok Champion, Elspeth.
Melissa's lining up some blocks here. She's going to block Arcbound Ravager and Blinkmoth Nexus and Inkmoth Nexus. So Brian's able to apply a lot of pressure here and force Melissa into chump block / protect Elspeth mode. I'm not sure if these creatures are attacking Melissa or Elspeth.
That's Elspeth Knight Errant.
Yeah, Elspeth Knight Errant, one of the better planeswalkers. It's funny because when you read it, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. But when you play it, you're like, oh, that's what this does? Ooh.
The dreaded cranial plating.
Indeed.
Put a
The
hat on it.
scariest helmet ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that actually prompts a concession there for Melissa-Detora in game 1 versus Brian
Delatorre.
Yep.
I think Delatorre.
Delatorre.
Yeah.
You're from New York. I'll trust you on this.
Yeah. You know, Joe Torre,
Yeah, there
Frank
you go.
Torre.
Yep. I think Joe Torre is a fine benchmark to use.
So really, these are really, I guess, the two matches that are in play here for those last.
I think you're right. You
Two
know,
spots.
right before the round, we heard the judges calling up a slew of players to the front, and we assumed, and I think we were correct, that those are the ones that decided to take an
So
intentional
yeah,
draw.
Eric Froelich, David Scharfman, Nathan Holliday, Brian Kibler, Ken Yukihiro, Sammy Tukman.
Super
We
Series
believe
standard. Eric
have all
Froelich.
drawn
I think so.
because we heard all of their names being called up to the stage.
That's right.
So Melissa-Detora and Brian Delatorre were 7th and 8th in the standings coming into this round at 36 points. Right behind them, Dan Ward, Matt Ferrando at 34 points.
That's right, and that's the reason why we have Melissa and Brian playing.
Right. So
They
right.
would have preferred to have drawn in, of course, but
So the winner of their we're back online with Matt and Dan.
yeah,
But yeah, the winner of Melissa's match is a win in, and then this match should also be a win in.
that's right. Especially since they're playing.
Yeah.
So that'll be it. Daniel Ward is playing a Thoughtseize. He sees Tarmogoyf, Dark Blast, Abrupt Decay, and 4 lands for Matt Ferrando, and Tarmogoyf's going to
Yep.
hit the bin, as they say. 4 cards left for Daniel Ward. As he must have taken a mulligan there. Dark Blast.
I wonder if we'll see Matt Ferrando. Did he have an Abrupt Decay in hand?
He does have an
Oh,
Abrupt
okay.
Decay. He's also got a Dark Blast.
Right, so he can
do it either
Keep
way.
in mind, right, with the Dark Blast, right, he can Dark Blast during his upkeep
That's
and then
right.
dredge it back and Dark
That's
Blast
right.
again.
Right, which you have to do against the Deathrite Shaman, because we've noted a few times this weekend, I think it has 2 power,
And-
or
yeah.
2 toughness.
And that's exactly what he's doing here.
He didn't want to use his Abrupt Decay. He does need another Black Source, though, because he has to do it this turn. I'm sure he
Yeah,
has
well,
it.
he's got it, yep.
There it is. He's going to take 2, and he's going to Dark Blast take down the Deathrite Shaman. This is a big turn for Daniel. Strong turn 1 play, reasonable turn 2 play, but it's been killed. He needs like a Tarmogoyf or something.
And it looks like
that.
he just drew a Tarmogoyf.
Oh, that's pretty timely.
Yeah, fairly convenient with Matt dredging a Dark Blast there.
It's true. Now, exactly.
But
now,
we also
he
know
knows that he's got the.
Abrupt Decay, yeah.
That's right. And Daniel does too. But at some point, you just have to concede the fact that, well, something's going to die to it.
And he just says go.
You just have to say go. All right. Maybe he wants to try to draw Inquisition or something to get that abrupt decay out of Matt Ferrando's hand, but I mean, he can't sit there forever, so.
And Matt, it looks like Matt's going to get his Lingering Souls on.
Pretty resilient to removal, generally speaking. There's another Deathrite. He could also just start playing Kitchen Finks turn after turn. He did nothing on that second turn. He didn't want to play out that Tarmogoyf and let it get abrupt decayed, so he decided just to do nothing. And instead he has a steady rain of Kitchen Finks lined up with another one in hand as well. There's another abrupt decay for Matt Ferrando.
Flashback the Lingering Souls.
Such a good card.
Yeah.
It's just so resilient.
Okay.
I think I'm going to build a modern deck, and the first card is going to be Pyroclasm. Bobs, Deathrite Shamans, tokens, get them all out of here.
Ferrando double blocks the Kitchen Finks.
17.
Okay.
He knows he can just get a dark blast back at any time. And possibly hit a couple more Lingering Souls
That's
along
true.
the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt does have
Super
mana for a
Series
break.
And in fact, he can even cash in his Horizon Canopy for a dark blast.
3:22, you may begin.
Oh, because it's still a draw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
there was
good
the
point.
Tarmogoyf.
And it's going to get
Tarmogoyf's
abrupt
gonna-
decay.
yep. The return of Dark Blast. Oh, and there's the Lingering Souls.
Hey, just right on plan.
What's the middle card in Matt's hand?
He's not playing a sword or anything, is he?
No. I don't think so.
He's not a sword guy. Oh, it's a Marsh Flats. Yep, and he just did what you said again.
Oh, he's playing sword.
Hey, there's a sword. That's random. That's funny. It wasn't in his hand, but did happen to have his sword. Interestingly, is an artifact in the yard for potential Tarmogoyfs down the road, but right now there's none on board.
He's really going. He's just going to work with that Dark Blast.
He is.
Give me 15. Yep.
Now you
He's
can
got to
trade it-
consider. Yeah, he just takes it because he's like, I'll just dark blast that thing later.
18.
There's Kitchen Finks number 2.
Your turn. 11. You don't like that guy, huh? You got 12 or 11? You got 11.
And Matt finds his Tarmogoyf.
16.
That thing's going to be huge.
Sure. Flashback later. You got it.
Man, Matt is just going to town here. Tarmogoyf, flashback, lingering souls. Dark blast lurking. Matt's got to feel like he's in a good position right now. Sitting at 11 life, fairly healthy, but Daniel Ward's at 16. Thanks for the double Tarmogoyfs. Excuse me, double Kitchen Finks.
Yeah.
Artifact. Okay, press. Sure.
There's a Lingering Souls for Daniel Ward.
One more. Your turn. Sure, shark flash. Sure.
Dredging back Dark Blast for Matt Ferrando. He's got Dark Blast and Abrupt Decay in hand. Wow, just goes to town, just battles with everybody here.
5, 6, that official? Make sure. Here's an artifact. Okay, artifact.
It's like, how big is that?
They say it's 5/6, but they're just double checking.
I gotta tell you, I'm super impressed with Dark Blast right here.
Yeah, it seems really good, and I'm starting to think of all the other stuff it can kill. Like killing a Dark Confidant is really good in this format right now.
Yeah, well, I think that's its primary function here.
Yeah. Lingering Souls and Dark Confidant seem to be two prime targets for it, and as we've seen, it has the ability to take out a Deathrite Shaman too.
And again, there's just stuff you want in your graveyard. You want stuff in your graveyard for your Tarmogoyfs. You want Lingering Souls in your graveyard.
Seriously.
You know, this could easily be a bug deck.
Yeah, Dark
and you could
Blast.
get stuff into your graveyard for Snapcaster Mage.
Don't get my brain going, man. I'll do it. I'll make a bug deck.
All right. After much debate,
7.
says I'll take 7
damage.
Yeah. Go to 9.
It's Matt Ferrando.
Matt's at 11, so maybe he's thinking about, you know.
Attacking for 8 himself.
So we're going to Dark Blast that one. And take 3.
Go to 8, 9. Lingering Souls. You need to tap a black.
Lingering Souls, he reminds him, he says, you need to tap a black mana for that. And that's playing very tight here. He's not letting anything go.
There's another Lingering Soul. Wow, that Dark Blast looks awesome.
So much value from that Dark Blast. Matt just says, hey, if you want to grind.
Did he say that?
We'll grind. No, I think he just, I think he said that when he decided to put Dark Blast in the deck.
Okay.
He's like, oh, by the way, there's a Planeswalker in there now.
Oh, man. Dark Blast, attack with everybody.
Daniel Ward thinks about it.
If he had drawn an Abrupt Decay or something, it would be pretty nice for him here, but...
You know, it's so frustrating for him, too. I'm sure Frando's at 8. He's so close.
He actually is, yeah.
He's like...
He's going to block a token. And he does have Abrupt Decay. Wow. Is this going to be a Treetop Village cleanup here? We're going to see the Lingering Souls flashback for the 3rd time, but all of a sudden, Ferrando's board is not as impressive. And they're both at 8.
Yep.
Is it time to visit the village? What are we doing here, Daniel? It's been a really good game.
We know Frando's last card
Is it an Abrupt Decay?
is
that
an
what it
Abrupt
is?
Decay, yeah.
Okay. He's had that for a while. He drew a second.
Right. Sure.
Oh, Tarmogoyf. So it's tokens versus Kitchen Finks here, basically.
Right.
Matt's deciding if he wants to go for a dredge. He's going to draw a card. Deathrite Shaman. Matt has to be careful because that Treetop Village is looming back there. And it's pretty good versus Lingering Souls tokens. Daniel Ward down to 6. Matt's at 5. All right, no Treetop Village.
Last card in hand. Let's get that Tarmogoyf out of here.
Daniel says, huh. Chump block, and they're trading again, the grindiest of grinds. And again, we're 2 tokens versus a Kitchen Finks here, but there's also that Treetop Village. So Matt really does need to have drawn something here.
Cool.
Daniel Ward down to 4. Matt says go. You see him instantly pick up that Treetop Village, activate it, attack with both. Path to Exile is going to take out Kitchen Finks and leave Matt down to 2.
Treetop Village tramples. Do you want to get rid of the Treetop Village and not
Potentially, you can
Kitchen
chump
Finks?
block
Like
the
you
Kitchen Finks.
Yep.
But he's
You
also
can double block the Kitchen Finks and dredge back a Dark Blast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something that he should think about here.
He
They
can't.
both do the same amount of damage, but one of them he can block for a couple turns.
He can actively. He has a clear plan to deal with it.
Yeah, he does. He can double Dark Blast and then block with a token if he needs to. If he draws a removal spell or a blocker here, though, he's in prime position to take down this game and the match. If he doesn't, he's going to be forced to block with both tokens just to stay alive.
Just to stay, yeah, just
which
to
is
stay
a
at
much
1.
worse situation than having to than doing the Dark Blast plan that you described. Might have been a mistake. Also, if he's drawn like a Liliana, it doesn't do anything against Treetop Village where it would have an effect on a Kitchen Finks.
Ferrando thinks about it, and it's a little bit of a
Lingering Souls. So does he just attack with one of them here then?
I think so.
Can attack with both and still
No,
be
he
alive? He's not going to attack at all.
Well, he forces Daniel Ward to attack here because if he doesn't, he's dead on the crack back.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't Daniel going to attack anyway? I mean, I wonder if he just attack with both tokens. Or he blocked with everybody. Okay. And his own Lingering Souls. Man.
But now Ferrando's going to be able to flash back Lingering Souls.
He will, and he also has to consider Dark Blast here.
Right.
He doesn't have it in his hand currently. No, he's just going to draw a card.
Attacks.
He attacks. Lingering Souls fight. Neither of these players are playing Lightning Bolt.
And that
or
is the
anything.
4th Lingering Souls.
Yeah, they're
For
all
Ferrando.
exiled for Ferrando. Oh man, so let's see what Daniel Ward draws here. We know he has that 1 Lingering Souls in his yard as well. Yeah, this has been a really, really close game.
Oh, and there's a Stirring Wildwood.
Oh, Stirring Wildwood, okay. And Ferrando's going to drop down to 1. And Daniel has a tapped land. Okay, so he doesn't flash back his Lingering Souls. There's a blocker. So many times in these grindy matchups, the man lands clean up the mess, you know?
Well, no, he killed. I thought he killed the token there.
Yeah. He killed the token, right?
Yeah.
I think he... Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Yeah, I saw him for sure do that. And a Stirring Wildwood is not going to do it, so we're going to get a game 3.
Wow.
That was intense. Couple of intricate plays down the stretch there. Who knows?
Because every Dark Blast today, I think he had at least. You have a lot in your hand?
And they're the last match standing. Do we know who won between Melissa DeTora and Brian Delatorre?
I had a card that I don't know if it's good against her or not, but.
Yeah, I mean, judging by the speed of it, I'm going to assume Brian Delatorre.
That's what I would assume as well.
Yeah. Rashad's saying the same thing we were talking about. He's kind of like, I think maybe if he paths the trade top, that game's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have to put all of his tokens in front of the Kitchen Finks.
No. He can actually just end up putting 1. Because
Yeah.
he can do the Dark Blast thing and then just trade it off with a token if he wants. Dan Ward's been in the feature match all day. And he's looking to win
He'd like 3 more rounds of
this,
it.
this last one.
He's like, please put me in here 3 more times.
Yeah.
There was like a point where I had to like pull myself back. Not dredging the dark blast every turn might have been a mistake. I thought that's like 2 turns before your last turn. I thought that was a mistake because at that point then you can dark blast my. I can dark blast your soul. No, even better. You can dark blast my treetop village, block with 2.
Players are
save yourself an extra token.
discussing the play during the stretch, down the stretch there, and kind of figuring out
19 minutes left.
who should have done what.
Ferrando saying anything about the path play?
Yeah, they were both talking about that, and about Dan was saying about dredging Dark Blast a couple of turns earlier.
Oh, that he should have just had one in hand. Is that the case where Dan maybe tried to do a little bit of rub-ins, like you made a mistake?
No, it sounds genuine.
Okay.
It sounds like they respect each other, and they're both.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not hard of hearing people. Marshall's just the only guy who has.
I'm the one that
he has the
ears.
audio in his. I can't see worth a damn anymore. But
You're not getting them back. No, I'll use them. This is the first time I'm playing like.
BDM's hopped up on cold medicine and affects his hearing. So. How you feeling?
I feel all right. I'm ready for 3 more
I don't know
rounds.
where you get your energy from, man.
I played 5 American mid-ranges and won every matchup.
From Starbucks.
$4 per.
No, one of them was the controller.
All right, here we
I
go.
played 2 of the control versions. One was weird.
For the top 8, Game 3. Fully sideboarded. They've seen most of each other's sideboards, plans by now. Daniel Ward is fully aware of Dark Blast. I mean, he may have even taken out. I mean, does he run Dark Confidants and such?
All right, Ferrando's got a land and a bird, and he is going to keep. He only has 1 land in hand.
How many birds is Ferrando running? Do we know?
I think he's only running the 1 bird.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's the kind of thing that you don't necessarily want
Oh no, he
multiples of,
does have another land. It looks like.
but it's awesome when you have the 1.
Your turn.
No turn 1 play for Daniel Ward. Nothing. No Inquisition, no Thoughtseize, nothing.
But we get an Inquisition out of Matt Ferrando, who sees Abrupt Decay, Path to Exile, Kitchen Finks, Fulminator Mage,
Wow, Lingering Souls.
Lingering Souls.
So what are we taking here? Depends on what's in Matt's hand, right? I mean, that's the key.
Well, Matt's light on land. He might just not want to leave him that Fulminator Mage.
That being said, it's still a couple turns away from coming down, as there's no acceleration and no hand disruption from Daniel Ward. So does Matt just have no more lands in hand?
It doesn't. I can't. I'm trying to see if that second card from the right is a land or not.
All right, well,
It is. It's a stirring wild.
And he's got a Deathrite Shaman as well, which will now be active for mana thanks to that Marsh Flats hitting the bin. He did take Abrupt Decay. He wants to protect his, quote, lands.
Yeah.
The ones that fly around or sit on the ground.
It's down to 3 cards in hand. You see him gesturing to his opponent.
That's right. All right, tense moments.
Dan's hand has a lot of answers, not a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Lingering Souls is about the only real threat. And even that's not very good when your opponent has the Deathrite Shaman down. I mean, it's okay. Wow. Guess that's during his upkeep.
Yep.
Can still use it to do damage or whatever, but he decides not to. He wants to have all of his mana. And he's going to get a basic out of the deal as well, which is actually probably a pretty big relief for Matt Ferrando.
Yeah.
As how many more lands in hand. Deathrite Shaman was going to do that for the foreseeable future, although Daniel Ward's probably thinking ahead to when he wants to get that Lingering Souls going. Plus the mana acceleration made it worth it for him to just pat the exile the Deathrite
Draws a
Shaman.
card, draws Horizon Canopy, and plays Thrun the Last Troll.
So it's basically Liliana or bust here for Daniel Ward as far as getting rid of that Thrun. Oh, even then there's a Birds of Paradise, so it's not even relevant. Wow, Thrun the last roll is going to do a lot of work this game.
And Thrun is going to pick up a sword and start hacking away.
Yes,
next
he
turn.
is.
I've taken one from a sack. I only have one from work. I'm at 19. That's right.
Life total discrepancy, but they've cleaned it up. Wow, Thrun is going to be huge here. Turn 3 Thrun.
Can either of these players close this out and get both players? I believe it's that first top 8. I know it's Matt. It would be Matt's.
Okay.
I believe it would be Dan's as well.
Well, Matt has put himself in a very favorable position here. Now, Daniel Ward can stay alive for a while, but once that sword gets equipped, Lingering Souls tokens don't matter at all. Right? That was the sort of War and Peace, I think.
So there's Lingering Souls.
Matt,
We haven't seen any hand destruction from Daniel, so he does not know what's in store for him here from Matt.
And it's
Ferrando.
a land too, so he can cast and equip. Here it is. Sword. Play a land, tap them both, equip, attack, no blocks possible, and this is going to get disgusting. Matt Ferrando still has that Birds of Paradise protecting his Thrun from a potential Liliana activation, and Matt is in a commanding position now.
All right, so I take 10.
He's going to hit him right now for 7, plus another 2, plus another 3, so it's 10, and Matt's going to gain a life too. And he has Liliana in hand, so things are looking very, very good for Matt right now. Daniel is essentially on a 1-turn clock if he can't deal with the sword or put something in the way that can block Thrun.
Right. An Abrupt Decay,
Yeah. Abrupt Decay would be totally fine. The Fulminator Mage cannot block Thrun in this situation. It is red.
Because it's red.
Yes. Oh, man. This might be it. Daniel Ward takes a look at the situation again. Yeah, man.
He's like sort of War and Peace.
Yeah. The very last troll, honestly.
It's never just sort of war. Goes to 7 from a fetch land.
So something has to be able to get in the way here. As right now, Thrun is lethal just as a 7-power creature.
Death Right Shaman?
To the Grand Prix stage,
That would do it,
Nathan Holiday.
at least for a turn. Dan hasn't conceded, so he's got something.
He's like, what do you have? Now he draws the
Inquisition
Inquisition of Kozilek.
Okay.
Shows him Liliana. Discards it. And
Kitchen
then Kitchen
Finks is going to bring him down to 2 cards in hand, but right now he goes up to 9, and that's still lethal.
But it's still peace. That's still a white card.
It's a white card, and he still has 2 cards in hand. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's actually not lethal. It is not lethal. It'll take him down to 1. Yeah, I miscounted before. Thrun is a 6/6. And he can get in for 8. Matt's going to go back up to 19, and Daniel's going to drop to 1 with this attack.
And the card Ferrando drew is Knight of the Reliquary, which picks up the sword.
17? 18. Oh, 18. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. And this is potentially the last turn of the match. A quick draw from Dan Ward. Looking at his options, staring down a potentially lethal board. If he can get rid of that sword of War and Peace, he has a shot to at least stay alive a few turns here. If he can't,
But it looks like his hand is just
Fulminator. He's going to play Fulminator Mage. He should do this because Matt, he has to make Matt remember that it's red. Now, Matt's going to remember, but you got to make your opponent do it, right? So all Matt has to do is turn his guy sideways, and that's it.
Matt Ferrando. I believe it's just locked up top 8 at Grand Prix San Diego. He was on 34 points. That puts him to 37. Unless Melissa and Brian decided to draw, which I don't believe they did.